So let's today spend a little bit of time on understanding mind. Yeah? And let's see how does this process really work. So since we're talking about it, what do you think is mind? Is there anybody in the room who is not suffering from the mind? Please raise your hands if you are. So everybody is suffering from mind, right? So which means everybody must have some understanding of what mind is all about. Let's take an example and see what this process is called body-mind. So I go and through the hands I touch this thing. So what is involved in the process? Senses. The sense of touch, feel. Then I go and smell this. Smells like pine wood. So what I'm doing, I'm smelling this. We are just at the first level. Delete the pine wood out of it. We're still at the first level. So senses are operating. The senses give the information to what we traditionally call mind. The information are going to the mind. And now mind wants to know what this is, so it goes back to the data. And what is the data? Is memory. So it goes into the data form, and data is memory, the second, let's call it a second layer of mind for the ease of understanding. And in the data it sees, okay, this is wood, these are 4 legs, and this is table, and the data has something about this in the past. And then the third thing gets operated called intelligence. There's a third, let's call it the third layer of the mind, intelligence. It says, based on the data also, it says, I know, this is a chair. The third spectrum is involved, which says, this is a chair. And then the ego comes into the play, which says, this is my chair. Yeah? So the body mind, Helen, here, it starts from that. So if we are only talking about mind, one mind is operating through the 5 senses, which we call traditionally the body. Yeah? Through the senses, it goes up. Mind wants to make sense of what this is. It goes to the memory, the database, where everything is stored. From the memory, it takes the past forms out. Intelligence comes into the play. Intelligence looked at this mechanism again, says, this is a chair. And the moment that happens, the ego also comes into the picture saying that this is my chair or this is not my chair. So this is how this process works. The frontal unit, which is taking the input basically and processing it. The central unit, which has all the data, which we call memory. And the third unit, where the entire intelligence is operating from. So most of the actions that I do in the world are at the mind memory level only. Intelligence is not operative. Most of the reactions that I do in life are at the level of mind memory only. Largely at the mind, even not in the memory. Because if you operate from even memory zone, then you won't get angry often. Because memory knows the effect of anger. Anger is a lot of poison inside. Your memory knows that. Are you understanding what we're saying? So, 90% of the day-to-day life, we are not even bringing our intelligence into the play. It's a faculty which is lying unused. We are only operating from the frontal input-output unit called the mind. So the question is why we are not operating or bringing these 2 elements also into the play. The element of memory and intelligence. So okay, let's take another example. Let's say you've got burning coal in a tin can. Yeah. And that tin can is, let's say, in a pool of water. Yeah. So does the water get boiled first or hot first, or the tin can? Obviously the tin can, right? Correct? So what is this burning coal? Let's say this burning coal is anger. right? This is the tin can. I have said something bad to you and you're responding me back with, a fist. But before that action has happened, what has happened inside you? You burned.
Yeah.
This anger has burnt you. But that is what you don't even see, and you are in a reactionary mode to kill me. If you operate from the intelligence, or if you engage the intelligence, you know that you've done that in the past many times, and once you're angry, your whole day is spoiled. You know this as a fact. But you still, next time I tell you the same word again, you'll again charge back at me. Right? Where is intelligence? If you were operating out of intelligence, then you see that the coal is burning you first before burning the water around. Right? So we're not operating from that zone of intelligence. We are at mind memory level. So which you traditionally feel that you're operating from intelligence is also, you remember last time we talked a lot about conditioned responses. Which you think is an aware response is actually a conditioned response. So when you're doing a conditioned response, which is a reaction, is there intelligence into it? No, there is no intelligence into it. It's a conditioned response. Condition means what? The layers on the memory. Something happened, the layers of the memory gets activated and you do a reaction. Again using your senses. Where is intelligence? Not involved yet. Yeah. So we say in the yogis, they start to access the domain of their intelligence. They start to activate and sharpen their intelligence, the vivek. From there, the vivek, utpatti. Utpatti का English में क्या बोलेंगे? Origin. Yeah? The wisdom starts to operate or origin from that space. Is this basic bit is clear about mind? Now, next time when we use the word that I'm suffering from the mind, do you know what you're suffering from? Are you suffering from intelligence? Are you suffering from memory? Or are you suffering from mind? Or are you suffering from five senses? Or are you suffering from ego? What are you saying? Please investigate. Don't use it loosely. What are you suffering with?